Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to a very special episode here at Damage 365 Radio. I apologize if we have any audio issues, echoing, or anything today, as we officially have moved in to a makeshift studio as we await for the permanent studio to be done, for the construction to be done. So this is our first episode live from Keyport, New Jersey, which will be the proud new home of Damage 365 Radio's flagship show. And those of you who have tuned in for the Macho Man Randy Savage tribute show, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax because we have an awesome show for you today. I am your host, Coach Kev. Along with me today via satellite, Nick the Beard's in the house, the new house. Welcome to the new house, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of that today. At some point during the show, we will see if we can get some live callers, and maybe people can share not only their favorite and most memorable Macho Man Randy Savage moment, but maybe their best mimic of the Macho Man Randy Savage. And I still say to this date, I will challenge anybody to the Macho Man Randy Savage's voice, because I have never lost a competition when it has come to doing the late great Macho Man Randy Savage's voice. I've been doing it since I'm a kid. It's kind of like burned into my esophagus by now. So without further ado, we do have a birthday shout out section today because we didn't want to go a week without recognizing some people. So sit back and relax. Let's get this party started. Time for some shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen. We do got some birthday shout-outs in the house. Happy birthday to Damage-elect Nicolette Lampo. Happy birthday to Damage Hall of Famer and his 50th birthday, Bobby Sullivan. Happy birthday to Damage Hall of Famer and former team captain, Jody Fairbairn. And a shout-out to New Jersey's independent wrestler, Chris Dickinson, for winning the JCWJ Cup on Friday night in Manville, New Jersey, as he took on and defeated Joey Janela in the finals. And happy birthday goes to our guest of honor, whom this show is being done for, the late great Macho Man Randy Savage. And a happy birthday to Miss Elizabeth. Her birthday was on the 17th. So happy birthday goes out there for everybody. When we come back, and we'll be playing our first interview from Greg the Hammer Valentine, a former Intercontinental Champion and former Tag Team Champion with the Dream Team and Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Live at the big event with Greg the Hammer Valentine, the former WWE Intercontinental Champion and Tag Team Champion. Greg, we're having a tribute show for the Macho Man Randy Savage on the 16th. What's something maybe most memorable you can tell me about working with Randy?
Well, you know, he had that car wreck, unfortunate accident, and it was only a half a mile from where I live. That's it. My wife was just coming home from the grocery store and saw the accident. So that's my my most memorable event. But, you know, Macho Man was an intense guy. He loved the wrestling business. His father was a good friend of my father, Johnny Valentine. So, you know, God bless him. Wish he was still around, you know.
All right, I appreciate your time, Greg. Thank you very much. Greg Valentine, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live from the big event, and I'm with former tag team champion of WWE, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. We're doing a tribute show coming up on the 16th for the late, great Macho Man Randy Savage. Can you tell me some of maybe your most memorable moments working with Randy?
Well, Randy and I had some tremendous matches. Randy was a very talented guy, a moody individual. You never know what you're going to get with Randy. We were pretty much sometimes best of friends, sometimes about an inch away from being in a bloodbath fight, a full-on fight. But that was Randy. He was out of control a lot of his time, but he was a great wrestler. And Randy and I had some many great, tremendous matches. In the WWF days, and I was actually called upon to take Hulk Hogan's place in a title match with Randy several times, and those matches were tremendous. They didn't have a single person want their money back or complain about not having a champion there and having me replace him. So that was pretty cool.
I would say so. If you had to describe Randy in one word, what would it be?
Yeah, intense.
Brutus, thank you very much. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had those two great interviews. First one with former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Greg the Hammer Valentine, talking about when he found out first about the car accident. Didn't happen too far away from his house, because him and Macho Man lived in the same area, and in a couple of some of it got cut off, plus because of time restraints we had to limit some of what was said, because a lot of the wrestlers had a lot of great things to say, and we really couldn't have it go on for more than 8 minutes per clip. Some of them went on for 12 to 15 minutes, which I appreciate. But, Greg Valentine went into detail about how WrestleMania 4 at the WWF Undisputed World Championship Tournament, that ring a bell to you, Nick?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
One of the greatest tournaments ever.
Yes, and that decided the first ever undisputed WWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Sorry, Chris Jericho.
Sorry, indeed. And he went on to say that was the first and only match that the two of them faced each other one-on-one in a match.
That's crazy to think of, that two all-time greats like that have only faced each other once in one-on-one competition.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, he got involved in other storylines when he was with the Honky Tonk Man of Rhythm and Blues.
Yeah.
Rhythm and Blues, sorry. And, he got involved in storylines where they were, kind of holding Macho Man hostage, while the Honky Tonk Man was going to bash him over the head with the guitar. And, of course, that was 8 years after the Hart Foundation did that for the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
So it was it was pretty cool, and it just, I mean, you think about it, the long historied careers of both these men, and they only crossed paths once in the ring, and it's amazing. I mean, it just I went back to look that Greg Valentine fought Lanny Poffo 16 times in the WWE, but Randy Savage only once.
That's just it's crazy to think of. The matches the extra matches that those two could have had would have been amazing, just like their first one was.
I totally agree. They put on a great match in WrestleMania 4 with Macho Man rolling up Valentine in a small package to win it and to advance to the next round. So, I mean, he vividly remembered it. I mean, he went on to say that he advanced because he defeated I think he said Jake the Snake. I think he defeated.
Yes.
And he moved on to the next round. So, a lot of people that see Greg Valentine, he always looks kind of grumpy and out of it. And, some people will say maybe drunk. He's not. You got to understand, this guy is well-traveled and still to this day is all over the place. He's tired. Yeah. This is what he does for a living now. And it does put you and I did it one weekend, and it put a beat on us. Can you imagine doing this 5 days a week?
It's 5-6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. I mean, I was traveling up and down for that one weekend where we went to 2 different conventions and the shows, and it's rough. And a lot of people don't realize how the travel takes a toll on your mental and your physical state.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Driving takes a beating on you, and flying
it does. Trust me.
Flying. It's just not driving.
I mean, I only drive 45 minutes to work every day, and that takes a toll on me, let alone what these guys were doing.
Absolutely. We now invite anybody who wants to call in with their most memorable Macho Man Randy Savage moment. We're going to keep it to maybe a 3-minute phone call. You can give us a call live, 917-335-0201. Again, the number for the hotline is 917-335-0201. Tell us about your favorite Macho Man Randy Savage moment. We'll even give you a platform to give us your best imitation of the Macho Man Randy Savage's voice. And at the time, I just want to move on and do our next interview, which was with XPac. So sit back, relax, and listen to that.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
We're live at the big event with XPac. XPac, we're doing a tribute show for Macho Man Randy Savage. His birthday is this 15th. One of the questions I'd like to ask you is, what is your most memorable moment working with Randy?
My most memorable moment working with Randy was when I had the honor of teaming with him at Survivor Series 1993 at the old Boston Garden. It was just, for that time in my career, just starting in the WWE as a kid, and I was a friend of the Papo family from the time I started wrestling. My first pair of wrestling boots were Randy's boots, and so it meant, it meant the world to me in so many different ways, and just also, for his mom and dad to see that was really cool too, man. For me.
No, of course, I would imagine.
And we were always real tight, man. And and he's not an easy guy. He wasn't an easy guy to get to know. He was paranoid. But when my teacher died, the great Malenko, he picked me up in the airport, brought me to the funeral. It was just, he was the real deal, man.
Yeah. If you had to describe him in one word, what would that be?
Intense, man.
That's the popular word.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you, Sam. XPac. Enjoy the rest of your day.
God bless, bro.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Show Randy Savage on the 16th. So I just want to ask you 2 questions regarding him. We're live at the big event with Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Razor, we're doing a tribute show. And 2 questions I'd like to ask you. The first one is, one of your more memorable moments working with Randy Savage.
Well, I want to start by saying, hey, yo. When I first came to WWE, my first angle was against Randy Savage. It was Machismo versus Macho. And, you got to understand what a huge fan I am of Randy. And I was so marked out. I'll never forget, back before they did interviews in the ring, they used to set Mean Gene up on a platform that would shoot across the whole arena. And, Gene is out, he introduces Randy, and then, they send me to interrupt the interview. I'm so effing nervous. I mean, it's Gene Okerlund, and it's Randy Savage. And Randy at that time was wearing the crazy cowboy hats and the crazy glasses where I couldn't even see his eye. You know how he was, oh yeah, and he was spinning around on the platform, and it was like, holy shit. I just, at that time too, I was going through divorce.